A legal battle is looming over plans to build Amazon's multi-million-dollar African headquarters on a land cherished by South Africa's indigenous Khoisan people. Amazon is setting up a project with the promise of thousands of jobs in a country where unemployment is crippling high. But some of the country's first inhabitants, the Khoikhoi and San, say the project desecrates the ancestral land.
You say to the world that this country belongs to the indigenous people. Are you a liar of your word or what? You say that we must come to the table, but you are not around the table. You make up your own laws without asking.
Many in their community say they still endure wide social inequalities and economic opportunities today, and their past remains overlooked, and therefore not willing to let go their heritage.
We know that this is a norm in Cape Town, that land is sold to the highest bidders. It has been a norm over a number of years, and if we continue to allow such to happen, then all the land that we have is going to continue being sold for profit.
At a time when official unemployment reached 29% in South Africa, the project developer believes the plan will create over 5,000 jobs during construction and close to 900 jobs once the project is up and running.
Morocco's FIFA Arab Cup campaign started off on a good note with a 4-0 win over Palestine earlier this week. The Atlas Lions face off against Jordan on Saturday with key absences in Ayoub Al-Amloud and Karim El-Barkawi due to injury. Morocco won the last Arab Cup in 2012. The Morocco-Jordan match is going to be a qualifying match, and it won't be the last. Even if one of the teams makes a mistake, there is the third match, which is another opportunity to be in the next round. The match is going to be difficult because the level of both sides is really close. The main thing to do is be organized, tactical organization. We have great respect for the Jordanian national team as a strong team. They play with enthusiasm, physically, mentally, and tactically. 16 nations are taking part in the tournament hosted by Qatar. Algeria, Egypt, Mauritania, Morocco, Sudan and Tunisia are the teams from Africa.
South Africa started their campaign to win back-to-back Dubai World Rugby 7 Series in fine style as they topped Group A on Friday. The reigning champion who won Dubai earlier this year first won against Japan. An unusual tackle hug ends with triumph for Pittsburgh JC Pretorius. South Africa's Sevens then won against Great Britain 21-7 in their final match to set up a quarter-final on Saturday against Kenya, with Great Britain facing Argentina in the last 8. Australia topped Group B thanks to a 22-19 win over the United States and now meet Ireland in the quarterfinals while the US take on France. Gambians react before heading to the polls on December 4 to pick a president in the West African country's first election since ex-dictator Yahya Jammeh fled into exile nearly 5 years ago. Jammeh, who ruled for 22 years, still casts a long shadow.
Before, it was not, people were not into it like this, because so many people think that there was this dictatorship in the Gambia. So, but now the democracy is here. Everybody have the right to say whatever you want to say, whoever you want to vote for. So that's the difference I see. Everybody is free. That's why you see everybody outside. But before it was not like that.
For 56-year-old President Barrow, who is running for re-election, the vote is a test of confidence in his ability to deliver development.
In 2016, they told us that, when we vote for them, they are going to bring youth employment. But since they came into power in 2016, we don't see any employment in the Gambia.
Right now, the daily basic is we don't have price control here. There is no price control. Everything is high. Like I'm saying, I'm just from the shop. You can use no more. You can't even take $20 to buy food anymore in here. Things are very high and difficult.
Some observers see the election as a test of the country's young democracy, where the ex-dictator Yahya Jammeh retains significant political support in the country and his advocates are lobbying for its return.
Meet Simba, the lion from Russia who is getting used to his new home here in Tanzania. Before he was discovered by volunteers in March 2020, Simba had been kept in a basement, starved, had fractured bones, covered in sores and maggot, and had his paws broken just to prevent him from escaping.
When he came out the first time, you could see he was like, my goodness, you know, feeling like in Serengeti, I suppose, because he never had these big and wide spaces in front of him. He could not survive in the wild. So what we can do is to do something that resembles for him being as wild as possible.
After his arrival at the shelter, he needed 17 injections every day and also had to undergo spine and stomach surgery. A private aircraft was especially re-equipped to enable Simba and other animals travel. Since the start of negotiations with Tanzania, Simba grew from 50 to 124 kilograms, but had to stay on a diet for a month and a half before the flight. Tanzania was chosen because, first, there is the biggest lion population here, which means great expertise of feline veterinarians. Second, there are very good conditions here in terms of climate. We have equatorial temperature here. It is always warm. Tanzania's Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism is expected to take full responsibility of Simba and a leopard called Eva, who was also brought from Russia.